Real quick, just wanted to remind everyone, I have a movie channel. I have a lot of videos on the Best Picture nominees, stuff like that. I'm coming up with some tier list of David Fincher movies and Quentin Tarantino movies coming up soon, so make sure you subscribe to that. The link is in the description, and anyway, back to your regularly scheduled video. Alright, let's talk about the 13 seconds situation, 13 seconds game. I actually want to start a little bit earlier though, because everyone kind of remembers the 13 seconds situation, and I think a lot of people still remember how crazy the final couple minutes were, but I want to revisit the whole end of the game. Well, we're going to start off right here. There's 2 minutes and 49 seconds left, and it's a 4th down and 4 situation. The Bills are in trouble. Down 5 points. They have timeouts. They have all 3 timeouts. So if they don't convert here, the game isn't over. And, Matt LaFleur would probably kick a field goal here, right? Like, you could maybe consider kicking a field goal if you wanted to, but not really. You got to go for it. Don't give Mahomes the ball back. It's zone coverage that the Chiefs are going to be in. But look at that Kansas City player right here. Watch what he's about to do. As you see, he's going to win this really easily. Gets in position where for Josh Allen, this is a disaster situation. A key 4th down. You have pressure right in your face. But watch Josh Allen. First, he makes a move here. Makes a move on a couple guys, actually. There's a third Kansas City player who's in the area. Allen looks down the field and doesn't love what he sees. But watch what he's going to do. Watch him make a move on that Kansas City player as well. That was Frank Clark. Allen is able to step forward. He picks up the 1st down on a key 4th down and 4. That... in some games, that would be the play of the game. This is a complete afterthought, given how many more plays we were about to witness in the final 2 minutes. In fact, going over here, that wasn't even the play of the drive. Right here, it's 2 minutes left. It's a 4th down and 13. They're basically back where they were, on that last play. And again, you could consider a field goal if you wanted to, but you don't want to give the Chiefs the ball back. You would need a 3 and out to have a chance. It's just not a good idea. They're going to go for it. It's the right play to go for it here. And you see how the concept could work. It's cover 3 zone that the Chiefs are in. Josh Allen is going to take the snap. He's going to look down the field. He's going to fire down the field. Kind of fakes those going towards the bottom of the screen, but then goes towards the top of the screen. And really a bad job by Kansas City, leaving a player this open. This should not have happened. This is Gabe Davis, this would not be his only big play of the game. What's funny is that with, just under 2 minutes left, this is the kind of play that honestly could be the end of the game. This could have been the final drive. This could have been the moment you look back on and say, wow, that's what did it. This wouldn't even be close, though, in this one. Fast forwarding to here, there's a minute 13 left. It's man coverage, and, kind of what you don't do against Tyreek Hill is play man coverage, right? Because he's so good at winning these one-on-one matchups. But at the same time, you got 2 safeties deep. So yeah, Hill is dangerous, but it feels less dangerous when you have a safety further deep. However, Mahomes is going to take the snap. He looks towards Hill and fires towards Hill. And right here, Hill is able to make the grab. The defender who's trying to cover him is kind of just doing a last resort, jump out and hope he makes a tackle. As you see, that's not what happened, and now Tyreek Hill is in open space. I'm going to pause it right here as it's so weird where there's so many Buffalo players around Tyreek Hill, but at the same time, it just feels like no, he's going to outrun all of them. That's going to be exactly what he does. He gets into the end zone with a minute and 2 seconds left, and there's kind of good news, bad news. The good news is you're up 4 points, but the bad news is, if you got tackled, you could have at least kind of killed the rest of the clock potentially, and who knows, maybe if you had more of a long, methodical drive, you could have ended it with a touchdown, not giving Josh Allen any time to try and march down the field himself. Now, with a minute and 2 seconds left, and you're, able to control the clock, Buffalo still has all 3 timeouts. They have a chance. It's not a great chance, but it's a chance. This play was a key play as, 57 seconds left. It's a 2nd down and 10. Allen's going to take the snap. He's going to move up, but then keeps his eyes down the field, is able to find a receiver over the middle of the field. It's once again Gabe Davis. So again, this is Josh Allen magic, right, of being able to just have that great field vision. Gabe Davis is going to pick up a big chunk play. They're able to get those yards. Eventually, it would lead to a Gabe Davis touchdown with 13 seconds left, and everyone remembers how many seconds were left because of what would happen. But again, right here, like 13 seconds. I mean, sometimes when these great comebacks happen, you kind of think to yourself, well, should we have scored that quickly? Should we have tried to kill more time? And usually you end up with, well, no, you got to score when you score. Like, you don't know if a touchdown's going to happen. You got to just take it. Here, like, you can't even make that argument. It was 13 seconds. How are you supposed to score with less time than that when you need a touchdown to take the lead? Again, they needed a touchdown. They were down 4 points. Like, that's what they had to do. But somehow this would not be enough. Let's get into the meat of this episode, the meat of this video, what we're actually going to talk about, the 13 seconds and how Mahomes was able to pull this off and how the Chiefs were able to pull this off. So first off, going over here, it's going to be, I showed a play on the screen, but first, I want to start off with just talking about where they're currently at the 25-yard line. There was a touchback, which to me, that's the first mistake. I think make them run it out. Like, even if they get a decent run back, it would take up so much time. Like, to me, I think that was a mistake right away. Force them to have to run the ball out, get some time, off the clock that way. That was mistake number one for me. But okay, they didn't want to do that. They're now in a prevent style defense. That's just where they're at. I mean, you look at how many Buffalo players are very far off the field. Everyone except for 2 players in coverage are 15 yards past the line of scrimmage, which again, you kind of understand. It's 13 seconds. Realistically, for the Chiefs, if you want to kick a field goal, you have 2 plays to get in field goal range. That's all you have. For Kansas City, who maybe suspects something like this could be happening, well, they're going to really, to me, this is Andy Reid masterclass, really. Or, Chiefs masterclass in general of getting the right plays up. Look at what they're going to do. That is their concept. It's essentially a screen pass right here to Tyreek Hill, but far enough down the field because they know that a prevent-style defense could be happening. As you see that, for Mahomes, pretty easy for Mahomes. He just flips it to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill turns around, and you don't have time to try and make something happen. You got to make these plays happen quickly. So he looks up, sees there's room to run. He puts his head down, sprints forward, and picks up nearly 20 yards on that play. So that was huge. I mean, that's what they needed, essentially. They need 2 20-yard plays is kind of what you're thinking, because then you could get to your opponent's 45. You could try a 62-yard field goal, something like that. That's realistically what you're thinking you can try and do. So was this a mistake by the Bills? I kind of think, yeah. It's, of course, easy to say that in hindsight, but you kind of just gave them a good chunk play right there that you didn't have to give them. But still, we're right here. We're at this point, and, not a great job math-wise by me, because 2 20-yard plays would put them around a 35-yard line, which would make it a 52-yard field goal. So you don't even need that much, really. So you gave them most of the yardage right there, but the Bills kind of aren't really making the same mistake. Well, they kind of are. So, one thing is it's cover 2 zone again, but the guys covering over the middle of the field are not playing as far deep as they can, right? You now kind of have to cover, 15 yards down the field. That's kind of the target line for the Chiefs. But the Bills do have 2 safeties that are like way far down the field. They're at like the 25-yard line, which if you're throwing that, the Chiefs aren't throwing the ball that far down the field. It was a weird decision that they made. But even so, watch what Andy Reid is going to do here. He has everyone lined up towards the offense's right. 4 players are lined up towards the offense's right. Only 1 player is towards the offense's left. So he's trying to get attention on that side of the field, as the one guy on the other side of the field is going to be, old reliable. That is Travis Kelce's route on this play. And again, this shouldn't be able to work, right? The Bills should know that this is coming. You only need 1 play to go right, and you should have multiple players that can make this happen. But again, with the extra attention towards the offense's right, watch Travis Kelce's route and watch how he kind of fakes as though he's going towards the bottom of the screen. Again, this is something that in a regular game might not be that impressive in a regular game situation, but figuring that you have just 8 seconds and understanding that you got to use those seconds, right? Like, you can't just run straight to where you're at, but you have a little bit of time to kind of pull off this fake. It's good awareness, good knowing how long 7 seconds is in a play. Because then when he cuts over the middle, look at how open he gets. Like, this should not have happened, but it happened because of the good scheme by Reid and because of the good route ran by Travis Kelce. As you see, Mahomes hits Kelce. Kelce falls down, and they had 3 seconds left. That play went pretty quickly. Kelce probably could have gotten even more yards had he wanted to, but does a good job at going, just getting down right away. The Chiefs, of course, would hit the 49-yard field goal. Harrison Butker's not missing that one. And then they win the opening coin toss and would march down the field really kind of easily. And Kelsey gets the touchdown there to send them to the conference championship, which, many people view this game as the reason they changed the overtime rules. And personally, I think it probably did change the overtime rules, but I actually think the week after was the real reason overtime rules got changed, was when the conference championship between the Bengals and the Bengals and the Chiefs went to overtime. The Chiefs won the coin toss, and the crowd went like nuts, and it was like the loudest the crowd had gone all game long. Obviously, they were going so crazy because of what just happened in this game, and I think that's when the league kind of all sat down and said, okay, we got to do something about this. But either way, it was an incredible game. It was an unbelievable moment, and yes, I think there were some criticisms to be put at the Buffalo Bills defensive scheme in that one, but I also think that you got to give credit to the Chiefs and what they were able to pull off as well. So yeah, figured it'd be a fun game to revisit. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.